Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to today's training. My name's Simon. I'm so excited to be here. I'm the founder and CEO of Structure, and we're going to talk about sniper marketing today. This is a incredible topic. This gets to the heart, shoots straight at, man, you're going to get a lot of puns, just so you know. If you're joining, just get ready for sniper marketing. No, we're really going to shoot straight at what how to make marketing work, right? And my tagline here is stop shooting at everything and finally start hitting targets. And I wrote this for a number of reasons. And if you said, hey, what's one big training, what's one topic, what's one solution that you would bring to businesses today that's related to marketing and growth, it would be this one. Okay, because I think we're more fragmented than ever. We're more spread thin than ever. We're more distracted and chaotic than ever in our marketing because there's more technology, more opportunities, more tools, more platforms than ever before. Okay, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. And it can be great if you know how to go about it. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's get into the show. First thing here, if you're here, you're probably asking yourself this question. And this question is, do we need to be on every marketing channel? Do we need to be on every marketing channel, or are we spreading ourselves too thin? Maybe you're starting out and you're looking at growth and marketing and you're wondering, do we need to be on every channel, right? And this is for you, right? Or maybe you're already in it. You're already in the thick of it, and you're asking yourselves, do we really need to be on every channel, or are we spreading ourselves too thin? Are we trying to do too many things? How do we think about this, right? A new thing comes up, do we do that? Okay, you're asking yourself these questions. So both of those are very high impact and very relevant for you. If one of these things is you, you're in the right spot. All right, so here's why I think you're here. One, you're doing a ton of marketing already, but it's not translating into results. So if you are in that spot, welcome. You're not alone. Welcome to the club. It's a very great club, and we all know what it's like. I've been there, and everyone who's going to watch this has probably been there. So we're going to talk a lot about that. Doing a lot of stuff. It's not giving me what I want, right? Other thing is you've got ideas, energy, and pressure. You know, you might be the one creating ideas as a leader, or you might be receiving ideas as a leader in the form of pressure, but really you're not gaining traction. You're trying to get a grip, but it's not taking off. Okay. Also, maybe you are spreading yourself across all platforms. You're doing a ton of work. You're putting out a bunch of content, posting every day, multiple times a day, running ads, doing all the things, but it's not working anywhere. So you're everywhere, but it's not working anywhere. Okay. I call this the marketing mess method. And this is a framework. I sketch it up on whiteboards, and I drew this on the iPad. It's basically this. You've got a bunch of stuff going out: LinkedIn, blog posts, social media, paid ads, newsletter, PR, sponsorships, networking, fire hose shooting from the hip, right? And in the middle of it, it's all just going in random places, and you're not sure where. You're not sure what you're shooting at, right? You're not sure what to focus on or what to not focus on, which kind of leads to the question, do we need to be everywhere, or do we need to just be some of the places? How do we think about this? What I want you to see here, the big mindset shift right at the beginning, that's probably going to blow your mind, that I want you to see is this: effort does not equal results. More effort doesn't give you more results. Okay. It's not that effort won't work towards results or won't give you results, but effort just in general, not focused in one space, does not give you results. Energy does not give you results, right? More energy, more good vibes, more positive thinking. Are those things good? Energy is good. Bring energy, but energy on alone won't give you results. Enthusiasm also won't give you results. You can show up with the biggest dream in the world. You can show up with the best intentions in the world. And please do. Please bring that. Please bring that to your marketing program. Please bring that to your team. Please bring that to these calls. But that on its own won't work. It won't get you there. What will is focus. Focus will drive results. Focus will help you get better, master, excel at, improve one thing, you'll drive results. And you can bring effort, energy, and enthusiasm to your focus, and it'll make even better results. Okay, so let's keep diving into this. I want you to know at this point, you are not crazy. You're not crazy. Where you are, if you are where, man, I've done this. Almost everybody I know who's tried to market anything has done this. Bring effort, bring energy, bring enthusiasm. And then you wonder, what am I missing? You're not crazy. Okay. But you're just growing. And here's the thing. There is another side. There is a future. There is, what does my friend Matt say? He says, man, I'm really blanking already. This isn't good. We've still got a long ways to go in this training. All right. He says every problem, every marketing problem, every business is a math problem. Every growth ceiling is a math problem. And the point is that every problem is temporary and there is an answer. And that's what a math problem is. There's always an answer. And so we're going to grow into that and find an answer. Sneak peek, if you want to read the end of the book, this is the answer here. You don't need to be on every channel, especially just yet, if you're just starting, or if you're trying to get traction. If you're asking these questions, you probably don't need to be on every channel. You need to focus your firepower using a system, Sniper Marketing, and our Unfailing system that stack energy and success. And now we're going to spend the rest of this time talking about that, how to think about this problem, how to understand it, how to crawl out of it, and how to get to the other side. And so I call this Sniper Marketing for a reason. There's an unlock here in your mindset that I want you to see: the sniper versus shotgun. And you may have never seen this before, and that's great. But here's the thing. We've got on the left, we've got a shotgun. And if you're not a gun person, you don't know, that's totally fine. I'm going to just explain this to you. This guy, he's hunting some ducks. And I'm going to draw. You can see the little dots out here. These are ducks, right? And you don't hunt ducks with snipers because they're, even though it looks far, they're not that far away. Like, they're pretty close and they fly in flocks. And so, you know, you want to, hitting a flying object at rapid speed with a rapid speed bullet is really hard. And so a shotgun is a great tool because you get to group and you might even hit more than one bird and you have a better chance of hitting that moving target, right? So a shotgun is a great tool for duck hunting because it's a close range weapon. It's designed to hit a moving target. And I should have wrote that in here. I need to update this. Moving target, designed to hit a moving target, and it really starts the job. Now, for most of these ducks, if they get hit by a shotgun, it'll kill them, you know. But if you try to shoot like a deer with a shotgun, I mean, unless you hit them in the right spot, they might have to bleed out for a little while, right? So, and I don't mean to get gruesome here, but the point is, it doesn't always finish the job. Okay. But it is a great tool with intentional purpose. Okay. On the other side, we have a sniper, and this guy over here, he's a sniper. He's like an army sniper. Now this gun shoots like a mile, one bullet. Don't quote me on the mile part. I don't know exactly. We have to look that up, but it shoots it like, think of long range, right? It's a long range weapon with a scope that's supposed to go really far and hit a target out there. It's designed to hit a bullseye, a very specific pinpoint. Snipers even have spotters behind them, and you can't see it in this picture, but often, almost always, they have a spotter that helps them track wind, curvature of the earth. I'm not even joking, because the shot goes so far, you can't actually aim at the target or you'll miss it. You have to aim to compensate for the curvature of the earth, the wind elements, and even if the target moves at all, and you have to be prepared for all that, right? And when that bullet hits, it finishes the job. One hit, done. Okay. It's not that you can't shoot multiple times, but the point is on the spot. It's precision, it's clarity, and the target is clear. Okay. You get my point. I've broken that down. The problem is that most teams, most marketing teams, most business teams are trying to win long range games with close range tools. They're trying to hit a target, say a revenue target, with a shotgun. And the other problem of that is that their targets are moving, right? That's a different point. We won't go there. But most teams are trying to win long range games with close range tools. I would also say that a lot of times it's not uncommon for teams to win short range games with long range tools. Okay. So both are mistakes that you can make. And I'll get into the details, but let me give you an example. A long range game would be a jump from 1 to 10 million in 3 years. Okay. With a shotgun, trying to spread across all channels. That's not going to work at the start. Okay. Another issue is a short range game. We need to make $1 million in the next year, and we're going to use SEO. You're going to have the same problem. You're not going to hit that target because SEO is not the right fit. It's not the right tool for the game. Okay. That's the point. So let's keep going. A shotgunning in your organization when it comes to marketing might get a hit, but it's unlikely to hit a bullseye. And if you're trying to hit a target, you got to use the right tool. Why? Why do most leaders do this? It's because most leaders use a shotgun when they need a sniper. And the reason is because they're ignorant, experienced, and scared to miss. And I'm shooting straight here, and I don't mean, and I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I am trying to push you towards progress and success and help you break through because you want it. I know you do. So the point I want to make here is the scared to miss. Ignorant, inexperienced, and scared to miss is all this means I need to diversify my risk, and I need to try to dabble in a lot of areas so that I can find what works and go from there. Now, not a bad idea. It can work. Experimenting is helpful, and you might need to do some, right? And we can kind of break that down later. I'd be happy to help you on what role experimentation plays within your organization. But that's maybe edge case scenarios. We're talking about if you're spreading thin and it's not working, what do? We need to focus back in. And you can't be scared to miss. The change, the shift is to go pro, is to master one area before moving on. Okay, let's keep breaking this down because I'm saying things and I recognize that. And it also may not land because we have to better understand what does it mean when Simon says, focus on one area, stack success. These are things that I'm saying that are true, but you might be wondering, well, what does that mean? Okay, so let's keep talking about it. I'm going to explain all of that. I wanted to share this quote from Zig Ziglar. He's an author, leader. I don't think he's alive anymore, but he wrote a lot of books, and he has a great quote that says, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. But you're aiming at something. So imagine, what would it be like to know that your efforts, because you're putting them in, if they were focused and likely to nail your targets? If you're looking, okay, we're halfway through the year, and instead of feeling like I'm behind and I'm missing my targets, what would it feel like if you had confidence that you were actually going to get the numbers that you aimed for? What would that change in your mind, in how you showed up, in your confidence, in your stress, in your day-to-day interactions? Would it put you into a building position, a growth position, instead of a reactive or stuck position, fearful position, looking for clarity position, right? Wouldn't that be nice? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of things right now where I'm like, I'm lacking clarity in, and I know what that feels like. And if I imagine, man, some of the numbers that I'm not hitting, what if I was confident that I was going to hit those? I would show up every day ready to build, knowing I'm building. And that's an energy you want to bring. And that's a focus you want to bring. And that's a confidence that's going to take you far, right? So let's get there because it's possible in this area. Let's dig in. Here's what our agenda is today. Here's your roadmap to building focused firepower. First, we're going to understand the 3 growth levers, 2 marketing layers, and 4 core channels. This is the marketing mix that you're going to have to, that's important for you to know. And then we're going to zone in on your sniper marketing. We're going to learn how to gain traction with the 1-1-1 sniper stack. That's what I'm going to talk about. Is 3 growth levers, 2 layers, 4 channels, gobs of opportunities, bazillions of tools. How do you narrow down the rules of scaling without losing focus or momentum? We're going to talk about a real world example of sniper marketing in action from our client community. Also, how to apply the Unfailing growth system to your business today. It's a system we created. Also, answering common questions that most growth-minded leaders face. That's a mouthful. Answering common questions that most growth-minded leaders face, which are really good ones. Really good ones. So it's at the end, but if you have the time, stick around or read it in the comments below or in the blog post if you're reading on our blog. They're going to be good ones today. All right. How this training will help you. Here's what you can expect from me. No BS, no fluff, straight shooting clarity. If you're still here up to this point, you know that I'm not kidding around. I'm not goofing. Okay, I might be kind of funny, but you get the point. Like, I am going to tell it like it is. I'm going to push buttons, push on bruises, because I want you to feel the pain and I want you to see how you can explode out of that with breakthrough. Okay, and that's my goal for you. That's my goal for you. In the trenches talk with real stories and experience, I'm going to share from my experience, my heart, my life, and you're going to see that. This isn't just classroom theory. This is real trenches, real stories, and I'm going to share mine and others that I've worked with. Also, ideas and clarity so you walk away knowing your best step. I'm going to give you ideas that you've never thought of before, and they're free. They're for you. I'm going to give you tools and models and thinking systems so you can take them right away after this and implement them in your team. You can take them and run your team through any of these things I give you today, this afternoon or tomorrow morning, even if you wanted to. And then I'm also going to share how I can help you if you want at the end. And again, it's not pressure to do that. I said again, this isn't again. I don't think I've introduced this. It's not a pressured situation. This isn't a webinar where I'm trying to funnel you all down to make sure that you do this one action at the end. No, I want you to get value from this. I want this to be worth as much as a consulting call would be. I want this to be worth $500, $1,000 just for this call or this training, right? But I'm giving it away completely free. I do want you to know that if you need help, me and my team would be happy to assist you. And I'll share how we can do that at the end. Okay, a little bit about me, because if you're learning from me, you want to know who I am. And if you've watched these before, or if you know who I am, feel free to skip ahead. But if you've never heard of me, if we've not worked together, you've not watched any of my content or followed me, I want to give in a little introduction so you can trust what I'm going to say. So my name is Simon. I'm the founder and CEO of Structure. We are a consulting firm. We work on business growth and alignment across marketing, sales, IT, operations, customer success, and really help you grow the business from customers to new customers to keeping customers. So I've been doing this for about 15 plus years, pretty much my entire career. And I have done a lot of things in this space. Started out as a blogger, a growth marketer. I've managed digital marketing teams in companies, SaaS companies. I've built and sold an online course company before founding Structure. Worked in, SaaS education, and in Structure, we've worked across all kinds of industries. And what I'm going to share with you today, I want to just make a note, is that a lot of time I get asked, will this work for my business? What you talk about today, will this work for me? And the truth is yes, right? The tactics and specifics may change, and we want to figure out, my goal is actually to build a system around your unique goals, needs, vision, values, audience. But the principles and the structure of this system remains the same, because it's based on human behavior. It's based on marketing best practices, growth best practices, sales best practices, and my experience working and doing this across industries. All right. I am obsessed, if you can't tell, with accelerating digital growth and ROI. And I say digital growth, but it's really business growth and ROI. And ROI is such a key component here, because I'm not interested in just showing you views and likes and impressions. A lot, you've probably hired a marketing person before, and that's what they talk about. Oh, X amount of people saw this email. Wow, look how many people saw this ad. And you're like, great, well, I just fucking want to see the money. Show me the money, right? That's what you're after. So we're going to talk about this today, by the way, and how important this is, and my strong points of view behind it, because marketing drives sales. It does. It must in order to be successful long-term. And we're going to break that down a bit. Okay. It's my mission to make growth systematic and sustainable and exponential for you. Okay. Systematic, that means it's repeatable. Sustainable, it means you can do it forever without burning out. Okay. And exponential, which means it starts working for you and building for you and growing for you over time. Less work, more results. That's what we're going. We've done this for lots of clients, hundreds of millions of dollars we've driven through our system. Okay. Business is personal. Last point on here is, this is a belief that undergirds everything we do. It's that me and my team partner with CEOs and growth leaders to help them think bigger and achieve more. And I am here to not just help you grow the business. I want to do that. Okay. But there's a lot of people who will help you do that. Right. And it might be maybe work, maybe not. But what I'm also here to do is more than that. I'm here to help you grow as a leader and a person. I'm help you to grow in your life, break through barriers in your own life, and create transformational leadership. No matter what you touch, it turns into growth. Call me crazy, call me aspirational, that's fine. But if you want that, you're in the right place, okay? Because we're going to grow together. So I want you to join me, and I want to invite you to join me in on that. And if you can't tell, I am stoked about this, and I am stoked to help you. And I'm going to give you 110% of everything I got. Also, just a couple pictures of my family. I've got 4 kids. My wife and I have been married. We met as middle school sweethearts at 11 years old, and we've been together ever since. So she helps me run everything, my family, our business, all this. So we're a great team. And if you stick around long enough and follow me, talk to my team, you'll probably meet her. All right. But it wasn't always this way. Here's the shift. All that I just talked about, where I'm at, where we're going, what I believe, it wasn't always this way. That's true. I haven't always been this way. And I share this because I want you to see the transformation in my mindset and how your mindset will transform into growth as well, and go from shotgun marketing to sniper marketing. Okay. I'm going to use an example that's not marketing really quick, because I want you to see that, one, marketing can feel like a black box, can feel elusive. There can be terms that are confusing. And I want to boil it down into a conversation to start here that is about fitness, health, and because it's something that's maybe a little bit more relatable or understandable to people. Not as much of a black box, even though everything that has to do with growth is probably a black box, beside the point. And we're going to apply this to marketing growth, to business growth, and to personal growth. Okay. So this is the difference. This before and after of me. Left picture, 2022. I was 190 pounds. I'm 5'5". I'm not that tall. And so that was kind of a lot of weight. I was at least 35% body fat, hungover all the time, anxious all the time, and just busy. Talk about effort, okay, instead of focus. I was trying, I was pushing, I was driving, and I was exhausted, and I was medicating because of it. Here's me on the right. This is me today. That was actually 6 months ago. So it's a little bit of an older picture. I have a little bit more muscle now, but that's just beside the point. I took this picture, and at the point now is I'm 160 pounds. So I've lost 30, 20% fat. I'm going down. I'm working on this, going down to like 145, 50, and aiming for like 10 to 12% body fat. Still on the journey. That's what I want you to see. It's not over yet. But now I'm operating clear, grounded, and building. And I only say that not because I've arrived, because of where I've been. Compared to where I was, I'm a different person. And I want to share with you that marketing is a lot like fitness. Everybody wants to look good, but most people can't get there. They spend their lives spinning, chasing, on the wrong, shooting from the hip, and so you might be wondering, what's changed? What's the difference? How do you be good at fitness? How do you be good at marketing and actually get results? So I used to treat fitness like I did marketing, which was just try more, try harder. But what changed everything for me was focus. So before, it was spray and pray, huck and hope, whatever you want to call it, was sporadic lifestyle. I was all over the place with my goals. I didn't have any goals. I mean, I did, but they were just dreams. Following yo-yo diets. So I would hound a bag of chips. I'd drink a bottle of whiskey, and then I did a salad. And then, it was like this like guilt and go style like thing. It was like, oh, you get what I'm saying? Then just like bursts of motivation, right? I would get on a run and then I'd fall off. And then not like a literal run, because I wasn't running at that point. I didn't think I could. But like I would get on a run of change and growth and like trying to get better. Maybe I'd go like 2 days without drinking alcohol, and then like I'd fall off the bus. So it was just this, I couldn't, that's what it looked like. And, I think that that's pretty common for most people. And honestly, like we're going to get to, but like marketing's a lot like this. I post, and then I fall off the bus, right? I'm on some channels kind of some of the time. Like I'm dabbling around on TikTok, or I'm dabbling around with Google ads, or whatever, or I'm putting a bunch of ad spend into Meta, and then I'm just like cutting it, nothing. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to try again. Like, you see how there's this tie. Okay. Sniper shift. Here's what happens is I changed. And what changed in me, what I did is I focused on a 13-week recomposition. I said, here's my target. I am aiming to recompose my body so that I can lose this weight. And I really just set a weight goal and a body fat goal. And I hit it. I'm there. Now I'm on the next goal because it's going to get better. And how did I get to that goal? It was through macro tracking, so nutrition. And I set goals for my food. Protein, carbs, fats. I eat this amount every day, and I build my meals around that. And I track it. And I know if it's working or not. Strength training. I build muscle, which burns fat faster, which means I am like burning fat and on this cycle. I also intermittent fasted, and which helped me burn even more fat, and did that with some of my strength training workouts. So it's a system and a process. And I want you to see here that fitness, for me, fitness and health is not a feeling. Winning in fitness isn't just based on a feeling. It's based on a system. And that's the difference between these 2 points. Spray and pray versus sniper shift is, instead of operating based on feelings and gut, I operated off of a system and metrics. Math problem, and it can be solved. Now, your feelings have to come along with you. And that's part of why we believe business is personal, is because we're human. And we have to come along, right? But we lead ourselves with our metrics and with our numbers and our results, and we bring ourselves along the system that we want to set. Okay, we'll keep unpacking that. But what I need you to see at this point is this: stop running your marketing on feelings today. Line in the sand. Let's just move forward and start building a system that snipes targets. Okay. Stop running your marketing on feelings. Start building a system that snipes targets. Yes and amen. That's what we need to do. Let's talk about that system. Let's talk about that system that snipes marketing targets. And this system is, we don't call it the sniper system or the sniper marketing. The system is not named that. The topic that we're talking about in this playbook I'm giving to you is a sniper marketing playbook. But what we have in that I want to teach you today is our structure unfailing growth system. Okay. And this system uses a handful of key building blocks to turn goals into guaranteed growth. And heck, it turns dreams into growth because you might not even know what your goals are at this point, and that's okay. We're going to create them. The first thing here that we're going to talk about is the 10-3-1 North Star. All right. 10-3-1 North Star. Here's what this is. I'm going to share in a visual in just a second, but it's made of three things. The 10-year vision. This is a 10x fact-based aim. If you're at $10 million right now, your 10-year vision is 100. Okay. It doesn't have to be perfectly that, but that's the essence, the intent, the focus is how can we 10x over 10 years? Because it's possible. And if I took you through an exercise, which we're not going to do here, well, I'll teach you, is if you look back in your life at the last time you 10x'd in any way, you'll realize that it wasn't that long ago and you could do it again. And so 10xing is something you've done before and you can do again, right? If you were at $100,000 at some point in the business, now you're at 1 million, that's 10x. If you're at 1 million, you've gone to 10 million, that's 10x. If you've made $10,000 a year, now you're making $100,000 a year, that's 10x, right? These are all things. Okay. So that's the goal. 3-year mission. That's the other piece. It's a 2x goal, economic and timed field. Okay. What that means is your 3-year mission is a 2x goal that's economic and it's got a time. So in 3 years, we will go from 10 to 20 million in revenue. And your marketing mission is that. Okay. 1-year goals is your top 3 focus targets you have to hit in order to reach that mission. It looks kind of like this. Oops. There we go. And I call this the 10-3-1 growth pyramid. And it goes from top down. We don't build from the bottom up, and we don't go from goals up to vision. We start with the vision because there's one reason. Is because I believe that vision gives life. That if you want to breathe life into anything, it starts with a vision. You can't just run a $10 million business on vision alone. That's not the point. But with no vision, no life. No vision, no life. So we start with the vision because we create life. Okay. And then as Steve Jobs, Apple CEO, I'm sure you know who that is, said is that the vision pulls you. And that's the point, is the vision's going to pull you down. That's why I have an arrow here. Pull you down towards your mission and getting clearer on your mission and on your goals. And then what you're going to do is you're going to build out this 10-3-1 growth pyramid. And at the end, you're going to know what targets you're aiming for at a high level. Okay. There's more to break down, but this is, if you can just do this, you might change your entire business. Like this alone is completely transformative. If you can document and get clear on these things, vision, mission, and 3 goals for the year. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want to talk about is 3 growth levers. There's really 3 ways to grow: new customers, repeat customers, and increased lifetime value customers, which is same customers spending more money. Not just keeping them, but increasing the amount they spend with you, getting them to buy again and again. Okay. What we do for that, and I'm giving you introductions into our models here and how to think about this. And if you want to work with us, I will take you through a workshop where we actually work through these models with you and name these for you And happy to do that. But I want to introduce them to you now in case you want to play with them or work through them, and you can. This is called the revenue expansion elevator. And this looks from acquisition to retention to expansion. This goes up, okay? And it's a ladder. You climb up the ladder. And at the bottom, these are your offers, okay? And this is the cost of your offers. And you can see it goes from free to 4 money symbols. The names and the tiers are here, and the purpose is here in this third column. Now, this is how you take a customer. You get new customers, you retain them, and you increase their value. Is you take them on a journey and you help walk them up the ladder, just like a career ladder. You want a job ladder. Where do I go? What's my next job? How do I go from a specialist to a strategist to a manager to a senior manager to a director, like to a VP? You see where I'm going is like, how does that, everybody wants a ladder. Everybody wants a path. Everybody wants a journey to go to the next level, or to go into a deeper relationship if they want to. And you need one for your customers too. So this is the way to get there. Now, within that path, there are 2 layers of leverage in that path. There's channels and funnels. Now we're talking marketing. Here is channels is where you get attention. Funnels is where you get conversion. All right. Now this is a little bit of marketing 101, but I have to break it down so you know. Here is a funnel. Okay. This is a classic marketing funnel turned upside down because it sets up for the ladder. Now, there's a lot of terms. You've probably heard a lot of terms for marketing funnels if you've been around in this space. But one of the common ones is AIDA, AIDA. It's one that I use. There's no need to recreate it. It's great. It stands for awareness, interest, desire, and action. It walks through the steps of a funnel all the way from knowing about you and your company to buying from you. Okay. And so basically it walks up here, and it goes from visibility and curiosity to credibility and social proof, trust building, friction and value, friction down, value up, which is buying. Okay. So this is a funnel. Now you're going to create content and use channels along this entire funnel to take your customer along that attraction pathway, and you're going to walk them along that. And the channels really come in down here, okay? And they drive people into the funnel. Let's look at that. There are 4 core channels, and there's a lot of channels underneath these, but really it boils down to there are really 4. Earned media, this is organic content. This is social, this is PR, think podcasts, social media, speaking on stages, that kind of stuff. SEO, which is like blogs, landing page, website, keyword capture through your content. 3 is paid ads. So Google, Meta, LinkedIn, you can Reddit, Quora. There's so many places to do ads. There's also billboards you can do. There's magazines. Like paid ads is its own beast there. But it's anything that you pay for attention. Okay. So let me back up. Earned media is where somebody else already has that attention and they've already built that on a platform. So like a social platform has users that are waiting, that are on that, consuming content. And if you put yours out there, they might show it, right? Same thing with a podcast. You get on a podcast and they do an interview with you and you talk, and whoever is in that audience might listen to that interview and hear about you and be aware of you. Same thing, speaking on a stage, whatever. SEO is using organic search, going onto platforms where people search and putting up content so they find you when they're searching for their problems and their solutions. Paid ads there is where they have platforms, but it's paid access. You're not earning the media, you're just paying for the media. And you don't have to earn it through reputation or trust or relationship. You just pay. And if you have money, you get in. Cold outbound is straight up just interrupting strangers, right? Email, calls, DMs, you know what this is like, and you've been cold outbounded. I can guarantee it. And that sounds like a dirty word, and you may right away go, hell no, we're not doing that. And that's okay. You don't have to. It does work though. It does work, and people make it work, and people build entire teams around it and their softwares around it. And the thing is that any of these channels you can crush at and you can get really good at. All of them are viable, but not all of them may be viable for you. And that's what needs to be determined. And so I want to share, here's the spread, and here's what I call the 4-channel quadrant. And this looks at these 4 channels. And you have paid ads, SEO, cold outreach, and earned media. And I've got this, kind of spread out here with some labels, because these top ones, these are high cost, low time. So you pay a lot, they're expensive to do, but they may not cost a lot of time. The ones on the bottom, they take a lot of time, upfront time, just effort, but they're fairly low cost. There's not a high barrier to entry in terms of money to get in. Like cold outreach, if you have a phone or an email account, you can do cold outreach, right? But paid ads, you are just straight up paying for. Does that make sense? On the right, you have slow results, high leverage. So for example, SEO is high cost, low time commitment, fairly. But it takes a long time to get results from that, because you're waiting on the search engines to really get a hold of that content, index it, show it, prove reputation, which takes years. But it's high leverage. If it's there and it's showing, it'll build authority, it'll rank over time, and you don't have to put any more time into it. And that's where the low time piece comes in. You don't have to put more time to it, but it's getting shown to people forevermore. So the ROI and the leverage on SEO is incredible, mind-blowing. And earned media is kind of a similar thing. Is it's almost exponential. It's one to many. If you're on a podcast, the amount of people that can watch or listen or consume that or hear about you through that is basically limitless. Okay. So these are great long-term strategies. And that's on the right. On the left, we have fast results and low leverage. It's more like a faucet. It's turn it on, you pay, you get it, you stop paying, you stop reaching out, it goes off. It's not going to live on. It's do it or don't. And that's like ads. It's just a classic faucet. Turn it on, turn it off. If you that's the thing, you can get stuck in buying leads there. And if you turn it off, you have no leads. So cold outreach, same thing, is you can have someone going, but as soon as they stop sending messages, I mean, you might get residual back, but it's going to stop. But the thing is, you could send one email and get one response and get one deal, and that could be the end. I mean, you could be set up, right? You could snowball a whole business from one email if you wanted. So that's where the fast results come in. It doesn't take a long time to get results. These are the options. And you're probably, it depends on where you are. You might want to ask yourself, like, and if you're in a room, just raise your hand. If you're doing all of them, raise your hand. If you're trying to do all of them, raise your hand. And I think it's good to just acknowledge that and say, yes, I'm trying to do all of them. And like we're on here, you're probably like, yeah, I'm doing all of them, but none of them are really working. And that's the core issue. You want to have a mix. You want to diversify. You want to have all of them. In the end, eventually, yes, absolutely. And the best way to bridge the time gap while you're building SEO is to use paid ads or outreach, right? And the way to make sure that if ads go down or the platform stops or the algorithm changes and that doesn't drop your entire lead flow is to invest into SEO or earned media, right? So you want that, but you can't do everything at once because they're all very hard. It's like, say, hey, we're going to learn how to ride a horse, like professionally. Oh, and you're going to learn how to ride an ATV and drive a Formula One F car or a Formula One car, and you're going to learn to be a fighter pilot all at the same time. And you're like, crap, I don't have that much time. Those probably entirely different skill sets. I probably like to pay for that. Like, how can I even make it from the racetrack to the runway to the dirt to like, how do you can't, right? And I really want that to be clear, is there's that if you go all in on one and you become great at it and it becomes second nature, and it's driving results, and you can delegate it and you can build a team and a system around one of these, then you can stack on it. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, but you can see where I'm going. It all comes together here in the revenue expansion elevator. You use a channel to drive up the attraction pathway, okay, where this is your funnel, and you convert customers right here, and then you retain and expand the relationship here at the top through more money. That's the whole story. Now, I know it's a big breakdown, and I know there's a lot of components to this, but what I want you to see is this is the picture. This is what we're building toward: targets and precision and clarity for you. Now, like I said, if you're overwhelmed, that's okay. You don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to understand it all. If you do, that's amazing. Take it and run with it. But if you don't, I would love to help you. Okay. And I'll share more at the end. You can skip ahead if you just want to go there. You're like, crap, I don't want to hear anymore. I just need help. Go ahead and skip to the end. I share how we can work together. But the point is that this is actually the work. Okay. All right. This all comes down to the sniper stack. This is where it gets clear. Blow it up and bring it in. The sniper stack is one product, one channel, one funnel for 1 year to $1 million. Okay. We're going to choose. If you're in this spot, everything's spread around, you're wondering if it's too much or what to make work. Here's what you do. One product, one offer. And if you make flooring, it's not like, well, only the marble flooring that, has this texture, color, only that. No, it's like a product type. Okay. Think about it that way. Don't get too specific. One offer, one product type, one channel. And you want to do the best selling product, and you want to use a channel that aligns with your vision and values. And I'll share a way shortly to figure out what that is. Also, your funnel, one funnel. And that is a free way to start solving the problem. And you just want a free offer for someone to get started on the way to buying your product. Okay. And then, yes, for a year or to 1 million, whichever comes first. You can run $1 million through one channel, one product, one funnel. It's totally doable. And you're going to probably run $1 million through it faster than if you tried to do a whole bunch of things. Here's a sniper stack. Nice little visual that you're going to build. And you're going to take this and you're going to build it piece at a time. And once it's running, it's green, you're going to build another sniper stack. And that's how you get multiple channels on diversified revenue. The reason most marketing stalls at this point, the reason you're stuck at this point, this is really like come to Jesus moment. I want you to see is you build 3 offers on 5 platforms with 7 funnels, and none of which work. That's not strategy. That's desperation in disguise. Okay. Now, if you're sitting here and you're going, crap, our entire strategy is built on multiple funnels. It's built on multiple offers. It's built on multiple platforms. And I'm spinning, and I don't know what to do. I feel like that's just such a waste. I've been wasting my time. It's okay. It's okay. And I want you to know that is my friend Matt says this as well. He says, like, just tack it up as experimentation. Call it experimentation, call it testing, and say, hey, I learned, I became something that led me to this point right here where I am going to find a breakthrough. And Simon's sharing a breakthrough, and I'm going to take it and run with it. Okay. That's where you're at today. So look ahead, look in the future. If you're wondering, well, like, I really want to test multiple offers. Well, I think the exception here, which I don't want to get too far down the line, is if you've got a large budget, lots of money, you're putting a lot into ads, there is a recipe for multiple platforms, multiple funnels. I wouldn't try to stack too many offers. That's where it gets a little fuzzy. One offer, 5 platforms, 7 funnels with a big budget or a big effort and and a big plan in order to experiment and shed and improve what's not working and reinvest into what's working, yes, that's possible. And you can run that. But for most people, it's too complex. And that's what I want to teach today is how do I go from marketing mess method to sniper marketing method? And how do I hit my targets? So here we are. Hope you're tracking with me. We are not done. We're going to keep going. And this is getting good. Okay. So I'm going to introduce you to the sniper marketing system. Now, if you can't get results from one shotgun, don't install 5 more. Learn to shoot straight before you move on. Okay. So here's the system. There's 4 phases in the Unfailing growth system, and you go in order. Okay. Go in order. First phase is alignment. This is the 10-3-1 vision, brand, revenue model stuff. We just talked about this. This is core to the system, and you got to start here. Step 2, activation. This is where you set up the tech, dashboard, CRM, and operational flow. So based on your alignment, you start activating your 111 sniper stack. Okay. Amplification. This is where you start creating content, campaigns, creative, high leverage, evergreen assets. Everyone, no matter what channel you're creating on, paid ads, SEO, earned media, cold outreach, content is at the center of it. Content is not just SEO. And I want to make sure that's clear. Content is not SEO. Content feeds every channel, no matter which channel you're picking. All right. And so amplification is about creating content for your sniper stack. Acceleration. This is measuring, pruning, reinvesting on a cadence, quarterly, monthly, quarterly, annually, even weekly, if you want to. This is looking at results, making shifts, having conversations, realigning so you can activate, amplify, and accelerate over and over and over and over and over and over. Okay. It's a flywheel. It's a loop. It's a system. It goes like this. You start with alignment, activation, amplification, acceleration, and you run this system over and over and over. And what I want you to see is that this isn't just a framework. It's not just an idea. It's a formula. It's a compounding flywheel for growth. And once it gets rolling and you run it, it's a system. And you do the inputs, you make sure it runs. You don't have to just input, effort. It will start working for itself. And your job is to keep it moving. So it's already, the momentum is going. What happens in this system at each stage is a few things, and you'll notice these, right? And so, but you do want to go through all 4 stages, like I talked about, but every stage will have a different impact on your marketing. Stage 1, alignment. Once you go through this stage, instead of just random acts of marketing, you'll start to see a resolute system of marketing. You'll start to see how the sniper stack really comes together. And, it's not all going to probably be clear right now. I'm introducing the entire system and the concept for you, but you're going to have to get alignment. And when you get alignment, you'll feel this. Activation, number 2, you'll go from informational website and material and channels to transformational. Do you see the difference there? One is like, blast, this is about us. Here's information about our products, to like, our content and our channels are creating a movement. They're not just marketing, they're a movement. And that's what happens when you activate alignment within the organization for your marketing. That's what happens, is you go into transformational movement making mode. Okay. Amplification. Number 3, confusing customers is where you are before. Maybe you are today. You're creating a bunch of content that is informational, not transformational, and it's confusing them because it's all over the place. It's yo-yo. It's just everything, right? Everything you think of, it could be random. It's not aligned. It's not activated properly, right? And they don't know what to do next because you haven't mapped out the process. You don't know what the revenue expansion ladder looks like, and neither do they. Okay. After you go through the amplification step, you will convert more customers. you'll convert more customers. Acceleration, instead of fragmented attempts, trying, fail, try, fail, try, fail, you'll be building momentum and you'll be stacking instead of ad hoc attempts, because you'll get feedback to know what worked and what didn't. And then you'll build on what is working and you'll reinvest on where the money is and you'll kill what's costing you. Okay. And so, if you're here today, I want you to see where, like this is like a mall map. You are here. Likely, well, guaranteed. If you're asking these questions, you are on number 1. And I know most people start on number 3, create content. And you can do that. But know that it's going to be random, it's going to be informational, and you're going to confuse people. You might be just getting in the reps, and that might be valuable. But if you want to convert customers and build momentum, you are going to need to start at number 1. This is what real marketing momentum feels like. It's clear, it's compounding, it's consistent, and it shoots at targets. All right. Lots of content here, lots of focus on the system. And I have to call out one key component to this entire system, this entire thinking that is crucial to success. And what that is the marketing F word. The marketing F word. And that F word is feedback. Feedback. And the truth is that marketing is notoriously bad at this. Sales is notoriously bad at this. A lot of companies, a lot of people are notoriously bad at this. Feedback is hard. That's why I call it the F word. And I learned that from Dan Martell. He called that in his book, Buy Back Your Time. He said that it was the F word of business or something. And it was about feedback. It was different context than what we're talking about. I'm talking about not just feedback of like, how's it going? Give me some feedback. I'm talking about like data feedback. I'm talking about results feedback, what's working and what's not. And here's what kind of feedback is the most important that I need to just put a pin on. Marketing is not doing its job unless sales are showing up. Marketing is not doing its job unless sales are showing up. Now, you can't go from 0 feedback to complete feedback in one day. If you're sitting here going, we have no idea, it's going to take some time. Like it might take a year to get clarity because there's a lot. But if in order to prove marketing, you prove it through sales feedback. Now, I'm going to do an entire another training on metrics, reporting, and feedback. And I've done a couple touches on it, but I'm going to do a deep dive here soon. But what I want to do is just give a little taste. There's really 3 metrics that give you marketing and sales feedback that you need to start trying to figure out how to track. And if you know these, awesome. If you just need to pull stuff, and you're perfect, right? But some of you watching this, you might be like, we don't track this at all, any of these at all. So let me share them and then you can see. The first one is how many new customers per month, just number of new customers that have not been customers before. This is acquisition. This is how many new customers are we bringing in? Second is what is your average revenue per account, ARPA, or ACV, average customer value? And that is how much does each new customer bring in on average? We're not, and that helps us see what the monthly value is for your marketing, right? You start to see trends. So this is really helpful. And the way you calculate that is you just say, well, here's all the customers. Could be 10, it could be 100, it could be 1,000, it could be 10,000 per month. This is all the different spends that they had. Get the average, then you know. Within a month's time. Third one is what is your CAC and CAC payback period? So CAC is customer acquisition cost, and CAC payback is customer acquisition cost payback period. And so what those are is what does it cost to get a customer? This is your marketing and sales spend overall, all in, salaries, everything, ad spend, everything. What does it cost? So your total spend divided by your number of customers. That's your customer acquisition cost. Your customer acquisition payback period is how long does it take to earn back what you spent on a customer? Does it take right away? Awesome. Does it take a year? Not so awesome. The general rule of thumb is you should earn back what you spent to acquire that customer within 90 days. That would be awesome. Like gold standard. Everybody can be all over the board here, and everybody has different opinions, and every business case has different use cases for CAC payback, right? So we're not going to get into all that, but this is the feedback loop. If you have a breakdown between marketing and sales, and you're wondering if the sales is working, are we spreading ourselves too thin? Use all of the system that we looked at and say, do I have these pieces of the system in place? Step one. Do I have a 1-1-1 sniper stack? And I showed you how to get there. Then ask, do I have these numbers? Because these numbers will tell me if marketing is contributing to sales and if marketing is working. If you can't get these numbers, that's your mission to get clear on these numbers. And yeah, make it your mission. Go for it. Now I'm going to share with you a story. This is 10 million views learning how to lay pavers. Okay. And this is a client success story of someone that we've worked with for years in our company. Great client. And we have used this system on them over the last 7 years to grow and build their marketing. And so the company is called Western Interlock. I'm going to show you some pictures and stuff here in a second, but they went all in on SEO, and their 1-1-1 success stack was, or sniper stack was SEO as the channel, planning guide of a free PDF planning guide as the funnel, and pavers as the product. Okay. And we went all in on SEO, and we did YouTube videos because YouTube is SEO. It's search traffic on a platform. We rebuilt and redesigned their website so it was SEO optimized for all their products, all their topics, all their offers, help center questions, all this kinds of stuff. It's hard not to find them when you're searching for pavers on Google or AI tools. And then lastly, we invested a ton into blog posts. We did, let's see, 40, 50 a year for the last 7 years. So I don't know, what's that math? 40 times 7, we're up in the few hundreds. Sorry, 50 times 7. I'm getting lost in my math. 350, or more blog posts now that are all talking about their topics. So here, this is just a snapshot of what we did. This is a visual, but you can see a few things. This is just the website redesign and how it's keyword optimized. Here's their last website, which was the one when we came and started working with them that they had so many words. We invite you to explore the selection of paving materials, blah, 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 right? Durable paving stones built to last a lifetime. Like, what are people searching for? Durable paving stones, or paving stones built to last, or lifetime paving stones, right? It's crushing it. And then just a clear call to action. What do you do here? Where do you go? I guess you click on one of these, but really get a quote, right? Phone numbers, product pages, dealer pages, brochure, and a bunch of resources. So we made it very clear, SEO optimized. Then we built their YouTube channel. Now they're at 8.62 thousand subscribers, 251 videos. You can see their most popular video here we're nearing almost 1 million views here, posted 5 years ago. It wasn't the first one we've done, but that one's really taken off. You see this other one's about 500,000 views. So like, these are driving so much intent and traffic and awareness for their brand. And this is all SEO. And then here's their blog site. And you can see we got blog posts, different topics you can click in on. And then we've got these blog posts, nice pictures, informative information, answering questions like, what do you put under permeable pavers, like for a base? This is one of the top performing blog posts on their website that drives tens of thousands of visitors every month. So this has been high impact, and it's driven exponential growth. Now, like we talked about earlier, SEO wasn't quick. So this was a long-term play to build a long-term brand reputation, and it's paying off. And we're continuing to drive this and press it forward even right now at this time. But as well as other strategies, because we've gone into SEO and now we're stacking in other ways. Paid ads, we're stacking We're getting ready to stack into earned media. And so over this time that we've driven over 12,000 marketing leads, 3 million plus website users through this. And obviously, as we talked about, it's 8,620 plus YouTube subscribers. So driven a ton of growth there. And this is Colin. He's on their team. He's worked with us throughout the entire time. He gave his great testimonial. Sales representatives keep telling me how the system cuts their talk time in half. You guys are making it much easier to make a sale and keep existing customers happy. Thank you. And there's nothing like marketing has to impact sales. And what I want to say is this is making them money, and you can just see that direct number. I'm not going to share all of the other numbers with you, but he says that this system cuts their talk time in half, which means, you can just see that it is converting more and better. And that's where you want to be. Okay. The next step, big breath. At this moment, we've unpacked so much. I mean, I don't know how far we are into this because I keep rolling. We're an hour and 55 minutes into it. This is where many leaders stall. They see the path, but they don't have clarity and confidence to move forward. So you've seen the gap. Let's build the system that closes it step by step. Let's close that gap. What I want to ask you is a few questions. We'll make these quick, write them down and reflect on them. What's holding you back from doing the real work? Like really, what's holding you back? Because what we talked about today is the real work. If you're not doing this, what is it? Are you scared? Are you fearful of going all in? Are you nervous that you're not going to hit your numbers? Are you cash strapped? Are you unequipped skill-wise? Like, what are the real reasons? What resources and opportunities do you have right now? Oftentimes that you don't see, you're not using until you look at it. What do you have? Do you have a following on the internet? Do you have an email list? Do you have a team? Do you have processes or a network? What things do you have that you use right now to lean in? Okay. If you take action on this plan, if you build this system, if you explore the system further, what might success look like in 90 days? Like if you stop all the efforts, you boil it down to a 1-1-1 success stack, what might you be able to do? What kind of traction could you drive? That's the questions I want to ask. All right. Path 1, stay stuck in the chaos. Stay stuck, shooting from the hip. Shotgun style. More chaos, more frustration, more waste. Or 2, try to DIY the system. This is a great option. I want to encourage you to consider this option. Use this system. Use these models. Use this thinking. Start aligning your team. Have conversations and get some initial traction. See where it goes. Okay. Path 3 is to start with clarity and support from the get-go. And this is do a workshop with me. And I'm going to invite you here and show you how to do that in just a second. But this is where you'll align your vision. You'll choose the right channel and funnel. Guaranteed, you will align your team. There will be accountability built in around numbers and metrics, and you'll get results and feel confident in the future. This is the starting line, not just for marketing, but for breakthrough business growth. Okay. So I want to invite you here to cross that starting line for real growth with me. And I want to invite you to a digital strategy workshop. This is all about getting clarity, alignment, and a plan that you can run with, or a plan that structure can plug into if you want that implementation help. This is a 1 to 2 day in-person workshop deep dive here in Scottsdale, Arizona. You're invited to bring your team, and we would love to host you and have you. Scan the QR code or go to wearestructure.com/start to learn more about how to cross that starting line with us and schedule a workshop. I want to share a few pictures. I'm actually going to do a workshop tomorrow, and we're going to meet up with a client, have a great time. These are some things we've done in the past. We've done. You can see we've done like a wine tour. We've hiked mountains, gone on little hikes, and we've also, we usually go out to dinner. So it's a great time, and it's full of not only straight up business growth, clarity, alignment, hard work, but it's also like filling and energizing and momentum building. It helps you see what's possible because we had to connect in a number of ways. I want you to see here is that we are not just marketers. I am not just a marketer trying to sell you snake oil by any means. We're operators. I'm an operator. Our team are strategists. We're thinkers. We're builders. We want to diagnose the system and help you fix it. And so I'm going to show you that right here because I want to help you think. How do you think about this problem as a leader, and how do you go about solving it? And I'd be happy to help you. Absolutely. Okay. Now we're going to dive into some questions. These are some questions that leaders ask often with this topic. So I'm going to enter your mess, help turn it into momentum, help frame your thinking on a handful of like high impact questions here. The first thing is, what's it? Here it is. When do you expand channels and funnels? Okay. So if you'd say, all right, we're going all in the 1-1-1 sniper stack and we're going to crush that. Great. But like, when do we expand? Do we just do that forever? No, you don't do that forever. The way to think about this is you want to stack success on proven channels. So the shtick is to prove them, master them, go pro, then master the next thing. Just like I gave you that example of all like flying a fighter jet, F1, Formula racing, whatever. Like master one before you build on the next. And what happens when do you expand is after you have a process for it, you've got people implemented in running it, not you as a leader. You've got data to prove that it's working. You're testing and improving on a regular basis, like monthly, quarterly, annually, and you've got ROI to prove it, like it's connecting to sales. Then move on to the next one. And you've got that customer acquisition cost where you want it to be, like we talked about. Don't jump ahead because you're bored or you want to be more famous. Go for rich over famous. That's what I want to say. Expand when you really build that predictable, profitable, and ready to scale without breaking stack. And that's where you want to go. What if I have multiple products or audiences? Great. So this is like probably the most common trap. I want to do too many things at once. I want to grow my business. Isn't that through more products? More products is great. But here's the thing is you earn the right to expand through results. You earn the right to expand through results. So where you got to start is you may have a lot of great products and you might have a lot of ready audiences. The question is, which product is the most valuable, validated, and scalable? Start there, nail that, then layer on. If it takes you a month, move on. Prove it, move on, right? It's up to you for how long it takes. And I think that's the key here is I'm not saying you have to do it for a year. I'm not saying you have to do it to a million. Actually, you kind of should. That kind of proves it. But you want to make sure that you prove it and you earn that and then move. Cool. Which channel should I choose first? Okay. The first thing to do is look what's already working for you. So look at the things I already mentioned. Like, do you have a process in place? Do you have a team with experience and background ready to run it or running it? Do you have data to leverage and build on? Are you testing and improving? Or are you you're testing, improving on a regular basis? And then are you delivering ROI? Do you have that CAC payback dialed? The one that is the most yeses on those questions is the one you should start with first. I have a term I use often, which is like get to green. And you want to know what is a yes. We all want yeses. We all want greens, not reds, not yellows. So on that list, look at where you're already winning and start there. Yeah. If you don't, and then look, I guess, so I'm going to say, go back to that matrix that I shared with the different options and look at what your goals are too. Consider that. Do you want to move fast? Do you want high leverage? Do you want to do a lot of time, but no money, right? So if you have money, but no time, do paid ads. If you have time, but no money, do cold outreach. If you want to build long-term moat around your brand, do SEO. If you're looking for reputation, reach, relationships, go earned. Does that make sense? So those are the ways to think about that. The thing is, any channel can work. Any channel can work. You just got to focus long enough to make it work. Last, I don't know if it's the last question. Next question, I think we have a couple more, is what if our audience is on multiple platforms? So again, omnipresence, multiple platforms is honestly an earned thing. It's a reward, not a requirement. So show up one place, clarity, conviction, proof, people will follow you, and then build traction on that. And it'll be easier to scale the other ones once you've already succeeded in one channel. Isn't it risky to put all my eggs in one basket? Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I think maybe in some ways that's fine and it's fair, but it's also riskier to go shallow across six things that don't work. Because the point is, what could you win on? And I think it's pretty risky to say, I'm going to try to succeed at 6 different things that require me to be an expert at, then it's going to be to be an expert in one. So is it riskier to focus on becoming a fighter pilot, or is it riskier to becoming a fighter pilot, a Formula One racing star, a dirt track racer? Like, you get my point. Which is more risky? Well, you would say, well, it's obviously to do the many things. Same thing here. So go all in on one, and don't listen to people that say you have to be everywhere when they don't know where you're at yet. Okay. Focus isn't a risk. It's an accelerator. It's an amplifier. That's what I focus on. How is this different from other frameworks? Okay, love this question. One of my favorites. The thing is that there are 1,000 marketing frameworks. There are 1,000 marketing companies. There are 1,000 ways to do anything and skin cats, right? 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Many of these are also really good, but here is the thing. Most teach tactics without teaching a system, okay? Tactics without focused system, no good. Most are focused on like acquisition only, and they don't really look at the whole picture of retention and expansion within your business as well, right? Which can really get you into a lot of trouble if you're getting a lot of customers and not keeping any and not growing them. Same thing, if you're keeping customers and growing, but you're not getting new ones, you're going to die. So you actually have to look at all 3 of those levers of growth and build a system around that supports all of them. Okay. So, and that's the key, is that most of the frameworks today focus in on one thing, which is great if you want to go deep in that one thing, use that framework, but you also have to see the whole picture. Okay. The last thing is that most don't factor in or focus on ROI, feedback, results, continual improvement, measurement. It's all about the tactics and the doing, which are great. Activate and amplify, but align and accelerate on the outsides, right? That 4-step process is super crucial to actually sustaining and scaling success over the long term. So that's the answer. What do we got next? Okay, just another invite here. Hey, if you haven't yet, I just invite you to check out this page. If you're ready to build your sniper system, if you want to check it out all, if you're curious, if you want to explore what it would be like to work with us, hey, if you just want some free advice, hop on a call. This isn't just a salesperson on the other end. It's me or my right-hand man, Jackson, and you're going to talk to one of us, especially if it's today or in the near future. And we're going to help you build that. We're going to unlock this blueprint for you, help you clarify your challenges, map your growth levers, and get a real plan. So scan your QR code, go to wearestructure.com/start to set up that call with us. It's going to take you to this page. I just want you to see what that next step is. This page is where you schedule your free session. All right. This isn't the workshop. This is the call. And this is where we talk about, is the workshop a right fit for you? What do you need? How can we help you? If we can, we will help you. Right. We will help you as much as we can. If we can't, we will give you what we can in terms of resources or ideas, and cheer you on as you move forward. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining this call today. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope this was super valuable, and I honestly hope to see you in a workshop or a discovery call soon. Thank you so much. Bye.